is a mentorship program for young female students in Maseno University. We usually start from third and fourth year, but as of this year, we're going to be rolling out the program to all the other years. So that's why you notice that all the people here are either third or fourth years. So as the fourth years leave, we have the third years taking over and carrying forward the mantle. Now, what it is that we have different kinds of mentorship. So we expose you students to mentors from outside the institution. We also expose you to mentors within the institution, and also you yourselves are supposed to be mentors for each other. So there's an element of peer mentorship. You also notice that there are very few gentlemen. I'm assuming they're gentlemen. There are very few gentlemen in the room, and that is also by design, because I say the program is focusing on young female students, but we have a component of positive masculinity. The reason we have that is because we understand that you're not living in a vacuum, right? Huko campus, we have our boyfriends, we have our friends, our classmates who are male, right? So how do we ensure that these young men are also part and parcel of this particular program and are helping us to achieve our objectives? So in running this program, we have partnered with Lake Hub, where we are right now, and I will give the opportunity to Dorcas to say something. We've also partnered with VU University in Amsterdam, so that VRIA University in Amsterdam. Some of you have met them, some of you haven't, most of you haven't, but you will get to meet them in different ways as we go along. So this particular event we're having today is called a brown bag lunch. We have edited it a bit, but the whole idea of a brown bag lunch, which we will go back to after this, is that students are supposed to come with their small lunch in a brown bag, sit, talk about their issues that they are facing, or have a speaker telling them about something that is critical or important to them. So we had to edit that a bit during the COVID period, and that is why you're seeing the current mode of operation. But it used to be pretty simple lunches. So we would, for example, buy bread, have you guys come in, make your own sandwiches as you're talking about your own issues. So we will go back to that. And most of it used to be on campus. But when COVID came in, we had to rethink the strategy and how we were going to implement it. So that is why you're here today. We will see how to continue with this because now we are in the post-COVID period. We will see how to mix what we had before and the current mode of operation, because we think this is also new, it's different, it's working very well. So we want to see how we continue with that. So the message I want to deliver today is that as you go back, this is not just an outing for you guys to come and dance and have lunch, but as you go back, the things you'll have learned today, how do they, one, impact on your own life as a student? Is there going to be a change of thought, a change of action based on what it is you'll have learned today? Two, how are you going to use the information that you have learned today to help somebody else? Somebody who might have a question but might not be able to reach me or Dorcas or Professor Nyango or any of the other speakers who will be here, might not be able to reach them in good time. How are you going to ensure that that information gets to them? So you are actually champions and representatives of eGEM, and we are expecting that once you go back on campus, help a sister out. If you see somebody who's struggling, hold their hand, use the knowledge that you've acquired here today to get them out of that particular situation that they might be going through. So granted, you're not going to learn everything today, but it's going to be a session that enables you to access different kinds of resources to help you throughout the process, okay? So I'd like us to be as free as possible. If you have questions for the speakers, please ask, because this is your day, this is your opportunity to learn as much as you can from them, okay? So ask as much as you need to. But before I hand over, there's a very important person from MSU who I would like to introduce. How many of you have seen a lady walking around showing people how to use condoms, telling you about contraception? How many of you have seen occasions like that or events like that in MSU? I'm only seeing one person nodding. 2 people, because then that's very dangerous for me, because it means you have no control of your reproductive health. Mumekaa tu, munasoma vitu kwa internet, and yet you have a resource in Maseno that you're supposed to be using. So that worries me. So let me let her introduce herself so that you get to see her, but she's also part and parcel of this particular project. She interacts a lot with students, so we would like to see you also interacting more with her, not just as part of the AIDS control unit, but also as a very critical part of this mentorship program. So please let us know who you are.
I'm surprised that only one person has even heard about such issues in Maseno University. Anyway, that's why we are here. So my name is Mercy James. Everyone calls me MJ, so feel free to call me MJ. Mshaisikia Mercy James? Oh, wapi? Maseno. Huwa anafanya nini? Ati it's controlling. So there's a PhD, eh? Yes, so just like Lillian has said, I work at the AIDS control unit. So basically what we do is sexual reproductive health, matters HIV, STIs, and all other issues that are related to reproductive health. So yeah, we will be interacting. I am part of the team. I am also a mentor. So basically I'll be mentoring mostly on the part of sexual reproductive health. I usually walk around your hostels and your washrooms, and there's always a number there. So you're always so quick to get that number and call for issues reproductive health. Dr. Emmanuel. So imagine we have a Dr. Emmanuel Maseno na nyinyi mtaka tu kutumia tu hizo. So that's actually we are here. So instead of calling a stranger, Dr. Emmanuel, to come and sort you or just discuss issues of sexual reproductive health, then you can always come to the AIDS control unit. There is me, and of course we'll be meeting the other mentors in line of sexual reproductive health. So that you get the right information, you move in the right direction. Sindio? Aya, kwa sasa asanteni sana.
So that's MJ. You're going to be hearing about her quite a bit. So before I hand over, today is not my day. So this is the last time you're going to hear me speaking. I'm going to hand over the program to Stacy, who you have all met. But I just want to get a feel. How many of you know what mentorship is? When somebody says they are a mentor, or when you say you want to be mentored, there's no right or wrong answer right now. So just give it a guess. What do you think mentorship is? If you don't raise your hand, I'll just pick randomly. Brenda, what is mentorship?
I think it is okay, from what I'm thinking, it's an act of giving knowledge or trying to impact someone's life. So when someone talks about it's like they're looking up to that person because maybe they're successful in an area or another area.
Good. So that's a bit of that's partly true. That's what a mentor is. But I like the bit that she has said that they're imparting knowledge, right? They're imparting some wisdom. So let us not confuse mentorship with counseling. So it doesn't mean that when somebody says they are your mentor, or when you're going to someone for mentorship, you're going to them to sort out your problems. No. Mentorship is a situation where that person asks you the right questions, for example, so that you're able to figure out what your problems are yourself and the solutions that you have and the resources that you have to be able to sort out your problems. So that makes you self-sufficient, so that not every time you have a problem, you're always looking for, where is Dr. Mondi? I need her to help me with this. No, once you're done with Dr. Mondi for the 1 year or whatever time she's going to be your mentor, you're supposed to be able to stand up on your own, be able to figure out your problems, and also be able to light somebody else's candle. So a mentor is not a know-it-all person. A mentor also doesn't have to be a role model. So that's the other bit I wanted. That's why I said partly correct. So role model and mentor are different things. Somebody might be your mentor, but they don't have to be your role model. So there's a thin line. So we need to figure it out. And as we go along, we are going to learn all those things, not necessarily today, but through all the other sessions that we're going to have. So I officially hand over the program to Stacy now. Any other interaction we will have is going to be informal, outside, when you're going to the loo at lunchtime. Thank you very much.
Thank you.